Hello and welcome back once again to Infinite Jeff, the project where I, Jeff, read the book Infinite Jest to you one page at a time, one day at a time. I read it and I put it on YouTube for you to peruse at your leisure. Infinite Jest is a book by David Foster Wallace, who, I like watching his interviews. He makes some good points. At some point, I'll find out why people hate this book, or at least it's some kind of symbol of, I don't know, dumb men. For some reason, I don't know. Manny men, idiot men read this book or something. I don't know. But I'll get to the bottom of it one day. It is time to read page 236 of Infinite Jest. Here we go. Tampon box half filled with nickels and pennies and rubber bands, and Joelle sweeps an arm across the counter and scunches everything over to the side under the small rod with a washcloth wrung viciously out and dried in the tight spiral of a twisted cord. And if some items do totter and fall to the floor, it is all right, because everything eventually has to fall. On the cleared counter goes Joelle's misshapen purse. The absence of veil dulls the bathroom smells, somehow. She's been resourceful before, but this is the most deliberate Joelle has been able to be about in something like a year. From the purse, she removes the plastic Pepsi container, a box of wooden matches kept dry in a resealable baggie, 2 little thick glycine bags, each holding 4 grams of pharmaceutical-grade cocaine, a single-edged razor blade, increasingly tough to find, a little black Kodachrome canister whose gray lid she pops and discards to reveal baking soda sifted fine as talc, the empty glass cigar tube, a folded square Reynolds wrap foil the size of a playing card, and an amputated length of the bottom of a quality wire coat hanger. The overhead light casts shadows on her hands over what she needs, so she turns on the light over the medicine cabinet's mirror as well. The light stutters and hums and bathes the counter with cold lithium-free fluorescence. She undoes the 4 pins and removes the veil from her head and places it on the counter with the rest of the material. Lady Delphina's little glycine baglets have clever seals that are green when sealed and blue and yellow when not. She taps half a glycine's worth onto the cigar tube and adds half again as much baking soda, spilling some of the soda in a parenthesis of bright white on the counter. This is the most deliberate she's been able to be in at least a year. She turns the sink's C knob and lets the water get really cold, and then cranks the volume back to a trickle and fills the rest of the tube to the top with water. She holds the tube up straight, and gently taps on its side with a blunt, unpainted nail, watching the water slowly darken the powders beneath it. She produces a double rose of flame in the mirror that illuminates the right side of her face as she holds the tube over the match's flame and waits for the stuff to begin to bubble. She uses 2 matches, twice. When the tube gets too hot to hold, she takes and folds her veil and uses it as a kind of oven mitt over the fingers of her left hand, careful, from habit and experience, not to let the bottom corners get close enough to the flame to brown. After it's bubbled for just a second, Joelle shakes out the matches with a flourish and tosses them in the toilet to hear the briefest of hisses. She takes up the black wire prod from the hanger and begins to stir and mash the just bubbled stuff into the tube, feeling it thicken quickly and its resistance to the wire's tiny circles increase. It was when her hands start to tremble during this part of the cooking procedure that she'd first known she'd like this more than anyone can like anything and still live. She is not stupid. The Charles rolling away from below the windowless bathroom is vividly blue, more mildly blue. Alright, that was page 236. Miss Joelle Van Dyne do, I guess, freebasing coke. No, actually, I guess she's cooking crack in the bathroom. That's my guess, anyway. Yeah. So, very interesting writing. But 236. And on that note, I bid you good morrow.